Hey, what's up everybody? This is Brendan Hauser with EVOQ Bike. So I want to talk about 20-hour weeks. There's always this mystical 20-hour week, and I actually do think it's a pretty good mark and a stout range of training when you've been doing it for a really long time. But everyone shouldn't be looking to hit 20-hour weeks, and definitely not back-to-back 20-hour weeks. But I had a message in the Discord, so some of you probably saw part of this conversation with an athlete asking about a mega base period, and I thought this is a great time to make a video about this, and this is a great Cat 4 question / scenario. So I'm going to read through what Stijn had to say. I think he's in Sweden, maybe not. Sorry if I had that wrong, Stijn. And then we're going to talk about just a couple quick questions that help frame should he be doing this massive 15-15, 8, 20-hour week before a rest week. So he said, hey, Brendan, I got some info from you in the past, and now I'm in my last 2 weeks before a big peak, and I want to start 16 weeks of base training from December. In the Discord channel, I asked you about 4 weeks of Z2 training. I have a ton of time in December, and I want to try this. Week 1, 15 hours. Week 2, 15 hours. Week 3, 8 hours. Week 4, 20 hours, and then take a rest week. Is this a good idea this month? It's not really progressive-based base building period, and really only Z2 with longer rides around 65% FTP. The shorter rides will be a little bit higher at LT1, which for those of you is more like high endurance, low tempo. Do you have any short advice? I don't want to screw up my base period. Greetings, Stijn. So I had just asked, tell me again, what's your currently weekly volume like? Are you normally riding 10 hours or are you normally riding 15 hours and you're just capping off this block with a mega week? To his other point, this month, regardless of what he answers, if he said he's doing 10-hour weeks, we'd obviously lower the 20 down. But this is a good month because if you do a bit too much, there's plenty of time to recover from it. You don't have a big race coming up, and tons of Z2 would be great. I have a bunch of other videos about base and actually stuff on Training Peaks about base. It is not all zone 2, but this is what he wants to do. And I think I told him in the Discord, hey, I wouldn't recommend only doing zone 2, but if you just want to do this big chunk of Z2 because you like riding outside in the winter, I wouldn't ride more than zone 2 then, because you don't want to get all sweaty and stuff. So there's obviously you got to just know the athlete specifics. We won't get that granular in this video. He said, hey, I've got a CTL around 85 to 90. My weeks are normally 11 to 15 hours. My goal in 2023, though, is this really hard century. It's 220K, 5,500 meters of climbing. I want to increase my aerobic endurance, increase my power at zone 2 first with the same heart rate, and then maybe train in more blocks of 2 to 3 weeks with some threshold, VO2 max. But here I really want to start with endurance, high volume in December. So I said, okay, if you're honestly doing 15 hours, because you don't know the number of athletes, when we used to do the free PFAs, they'd be like, yeah, I ride like 13 hours a week. And I'd look there, I'm like, okay, so over the past 20 weeks, your highest is 9. Your highest is 9. Like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe. So be honest with yourself. If he's doing 15, hit the 20-hour week. It'll be great, because then you just need to foam roll, stretch, and sleep as much as you can between these rides so that you're ready to keep going all week. And that you're also, if you can avoid being totally banged up at the end of the week, that is great. From what he's talking about afterwards, though, don't do a bunch of sweet spot. It's not really going to do as much for you as the effort you're going to have to put in to do it. Do some tempo, but I would prefer to see someone do some threshold as over-unders, do the VO2 max that he's talking about. That's going to take him to his promised land of becoming more aerobically efficient. So to wrap up the thoughts of should you do some big mega weeks with the Festive 500 and big base building periods, look at how much you're currently doing and add a few hours to that. If you're doing 10, maybe 15 hours is worth it, but 18 is probably too much. You're almost doubling your volume. Your body's probably not going to be able to absorb that stimulus. It's just going to be in 911 recovery mode. Like, what did you just do to me? I would highlight that you want to try to build consistently. Look at what you can consistently do. If you are riding 10 hours and then you go ride 18 and then you don't ride much the next week and a half, it was pointless. You will get much stronger if you take your 10 hours and then you go do a 12-hour and then you go do another 12-hour and then a 13-hour and then you take a rest week. Maybe do a 4-week block. Experiment with some things. Volume is a great thing, but it needs to be able to be absorbed by the body. We are training and the training is a stimulus, and we are looking to have our body create a response to it so we come back and handle a stronger stimulus the next time. And when I say the next time, it's not like the very next workout. It's probably 4 or 5, 6 weeks down the road. And this stuff is not just a linear path. It's oftentimes stair steps. So just be patient. Look to build consistency versus just one big mega week. That's not going to do anything. Once you can do this, then you should say, hey, how can I add more hours to my normal training? So have fun, recover hard, eat right, sleep right, and stretch and foam roll. Like, those are the 3 things. If you do those, you will perform so much better during mega weeks than you previously have. Eat right, sleep right, stretch and foam roll. The bonus tip from this video is related to the Instagram post today that I had an athlete who said to me, I'm not an athlete. He is an athlete, and you need to treat yourself like an athlete and respect the hard work that you're putting into whatever you're working towards. Even if you're working towards the KOM on your own freaking driveway, respect the fact that you are trying to get better each day, that you are trying to eat right, that you are focused on progress and not perfection. The only athletes I can't stand are the ones that beat themselves up, because it's really hard for me to help you. It is so hard to break you away from that, and that's what I spend most of my time coaching that person on, is how to actually care and talk to themselves kindly. And we're not even focused on watts at that point, right? It just, you need to shift your mindset. The bonus tip, get through the holidays, have an amazing time, have fun, take care of your body, take care of your mind, look towards next year. Spring is going to be here before we know it. You think I'm crazy saying that at the end of November, but I promise you, before you know it, you're going to be in bib shorts and a jersey, and it's going to show who put in some work, who put in some effort, and who didn't. So be on the right side of history. Let's get it. Hey guys, Lala, I want to say, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 4,000, and please send a video to a friend that could use some help and tell them what we're doing at EVOQ, just trying to get faster together. We appreciate your support. Talk to you later.